When I was laid off for the second time when I was 40, I did something that completely changed my career trajectory. It wasn't updating my resume or even networking. I built something that most midlife professionals completely overlook: a digital thumbprint. And this hidden step became the foundation of my successful career change when everything else had failed. Today, I'm going to share exactly how I did it, even though I was terrified of technology and had no idea where to start. Hey there, I'm Valerie. I'm a blogger, podcaster, and creator of this channel, Oh Hello Midlife, where I help midlife moms master life changes mindfully. If this is your first time here, hi. I'm a 46-year-old mom of two working full time as a content writer and caring for my aging parents. In my last video, I shared how my first career change failed because I didn't do the proper research. If you haven't watched that, I'll add the link in the description below. But today we are continuing our career changing after 40 series with the crucial second step that no one talks about for midlifers: building your digital thumbprint. This is the step I took with my second layoff, which made all the difference between career failure and success. Let me be honest with you, I was not a tech person. As a fashion retail buyer, I used Excel spreadsheets and email, but that was about it. I wasn't even on the e commerce side of the business. I was strictly brick and mortar, focused on merchandising the physical stores. I didn't even have a social media presence beyond a really old LinkedIn profile that basically just listed my job titles. Back then, my only online presence consisted of a few occasional family Instagram posts. I never thought to build a personal brand or portfolio of my work online because everything I created and accomplished only mattered to the people inside the building where I worked every day. Fast forward to today, and that type of mindset can be career limiting. In today's world, if you don't exist online, you barely exist professionally. When I lost my job during the pandemic, I realized potential employers had no way to see my capabilities beyond my resume, which only showed my experience as a buyer, not that I wanted to become a writer. I needed to create evidence of my new career direction. I needed to build credibility in a field where I had zero professional experience, and that meant creating a digital thumbprint. You might have heard the term digital footprint before, but I prefer to think of it as your digital thumbprint because just like an actual thumbprint, it's completely unique to you. No one else has your exact combination of experiences, perspectives, and skills. Your digital thumbprint is your signature pattern and identifier online that no one else can replicate. So, what exactly is a digital thumbprint? It's the trail of your unique online presence, everything from your social media profiles to website content to forum comments. It's what people find when they Google your name, but more importantly, it's how you express your professional identity in a digital world, whether for your corporate world or hobby turned side hustle. For career changers over 40, a strategic digital thumbprint serves as a critical purposes. First, it demonstrates your knowledge and capabilities in your targeted field before you have any formal experience. Think of it as your portfolio when you don't have a portfolio yet. Second, it shows that you're tech savvy and current, addressing one of the biggest biases against older professionals. Third, it helps you build connections in your new industry when you don't have an existing network. And finally, it gives you confidence. There's something incredible about seeing your thoughts and ideas and work exist in a professional context online. It helps you start seeing yourself in a new career identity. So the good news is that you don't need to build an online presence overnight. I started with the most basic step, optimizing my LinkedIn profile to reflect not just who I had been, but who I wanted to become. Consider this step like a light tap, not a full thumbprint, but a light tap. I wrote on my headline on my LinkedIn profile that I was aspiring to be a content writer alongside with my previous title and experience. But the real game changer was starting a blog. Now, before you panic, hear me out. This doesn't have to be complicated. I even started by just asking the basic questions on Google, like, what is a WordPress blog? And little by little, I started to gain more knowledge. There's so much free information out there. You just need to take some time to do the research. But I knew if I really wanted to be serious about having an online presence, I had to buy a course on how to create a blog online. Thankfully, I found a blogger who explained how to set up a blog easily. If you want to learn more about her course, I'll add it in the link in the description below. So, when I had to write my first blog article, I remember feeling terrified, thinking, what will people think? What if my writing sucks and no one reads it? But I reminded myself that at 40 something, I didn't have time to let fear hold me back anymore. And I was laid off in the middle of the pandemic. So I really had no other choice. It was really time to face my fears. So I decided to write what I knew, experience of being laid off and considering a career change. And I also shared some thoughts about the fashion industry. And slowly, as I improved my SEO skills, which is search engine optimization, and got better at content creation, I began to see some traction on the site. I started to see some visits. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, technology anxiety. If you're over 40, you might be feeling intimidated by the digital platforms and tools. I know the feeling. I was anxious too. Remember, I had to Google what is a WordPress blog, super basic, but I had to start somewhere if I wanted to get my digital thumbprint out there. So I had to adopt a student mindset. So here's my tip: embrace being a beginner. At midlife, we're often experts in our fields, and it feels uncomfortable to be a novice again. And I know how vulnerable it is to admit that you don't know what you're doing, but there is freedom in saying, I'm new at this and I'm learning. Plus, now you have the advantage that wasn't available to me when I first started my career change, which is AI tools. When I got stuck writing my blogs, I didn't have ChatGPT or Claude to help me. Now you can use these tools to help provide topics for your blog or content, create outlines for you, assist you with your bio creation on LinkedIn, even explain technical concepts in very simple terms. These tools aren't replacements for your expertise and voice, but they can help you overcome the blank page syndrome or fears and anxieties of dealing with technology. Personally, I prefer using Claude AI by Anthropic over ChatGPT, especially for writing. This large language model feels like you're talking to someone who gets it and gets you with just a few prompts. I'll add the link to the site below so you can check it out yourself. And before I share the part you've been waiting for, like how long does it take for this digital thumbprint to really get noticed, I'm asking for a big favor. If you are liking what you've seen so far, please give me a thumbs up. It would really help give me that boost of confidence I need to continue to make more videos like this for you and other midlifers. Please and thank you. Okay, so if you're wondering, Valerie, how long does this take? How long will you start to see some results? Okay, let's talk about realistic expectations. Building a meaningful and thoughtful digital thumbprint takes time, especially when you're doing it while you're working at a full-time job and managing family responsibilities. So I'm going to share what my timeline looked like, and hopefully it will be the same for you. So month 1 through 3, I spent time setting up basic platforms, publishing regularly with minimal engagements or signs that my content was even working. I just kept going. Month 3 to 6, starting to see some traction, first comments on blogs and on LinkedIn, and started to grow my connections. Month 6 through 9, I got my first freelance opportunity from my growing network on LinkedIn, and that client signed me up for a gig because they read the articles from my blog. Month 9 through 12, I had enough evidence to show my writing ability so I can start going after content writing jobs. This entire process took about a year before my digital thumbprint really helped me land a role as a content writer. And I know it may seem long, but really A year is not that long considering I have been in a career for over 20 years and without zero experience or going back to school, a year isn't really that long. And the beauty of a digital thumbprint is that it works for you 24/7. Even while you sleep, people can find you, read your content, see your expertise, and consider you for your opportunities without putting yourself out there all the time. But the key benefits of a digital thumbprint is consistency. Building a digital thumbprint isn't a one and done task. The magic happens with consistency. I committed to publishing one blog post a week, even when I was busy, even when I wasn't sure what I was going to write about or if anyone was going to read it. And actually, no one did for a while. And that could have discouraged me. But the beauty of being midlife professionals is that we've already experienced a lot and learned how to be patient and aren't afraid of a little hard work before we see the results. We've built careers before, so understanding that good things take time. It really plays into this role right now in the season. So my digital thumbprint grew from a tiny blog to guest posts to writing for other clients. I promise you, if you build it and start showing up consistently on whatever platform your target audience spends their time, they will find you and new opportunities will eventually roll in too. If I could go back and give my pre pandemic self one piece of advice, it would be this: start building your digital thumbprint before you need it. Don't wait until you're laid off or desperate for a change. Even if you're not ready to make a career change move now, begin creating your content online to showcase your knowledge and perspectives. Connect with people in the industries that interest you, learn new skills, and document your journey. Your digital thumbprint is like a garden. It needs time to grow, and the best time to plant was years ago. The second best time is today. So, in our next video, I'll share how to leverage your growing digital presence online to gain actual experience in your profession without going back to school. We'll talk about the strategic volunteering, freelancing, and finding those critical first opportunities that can build your legitimate credentials in your new career. And if you need a little more support around your career changing efforts, check out my podcast, Mindful Life Changes. Episode 36. I share motivating affirmations specifically designed for starting over. Every step forward is valuable, and mastery is a journey, not a destination. That is the affirmation that I share. I'll put the description of the link below. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's holding you back from building your online presence? Have you started? And how is that going for you? Share in the comments below, and I'll do my best to reply back to all of them. Also, hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video in this Career Changing After 40s series. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.